Let's get into this and see what's working better with voters right now. And joining us, media relations expert and the founder of Allison May Public Relations, Allison Maloney, also Newsmax contributor, and back with us again, Dr. John Tantillo, an applied research psychologist, a branding expert himself. Allison, John, great to see you both. Let's talk about which ad is having the bigger impact on voters and why. Allison, first to you.
Yeah, I think that President Trump's ad is because we're talking about defunding the police across the country, and violence continues to rise in cities. And in the normal cities like Chicago and New York, we're seeing it, but also smaller cities that we're starting to see. And this isn't going away. So by him basically saying if Biden takes over, this is going to get worse. And where Biden's ad is focused on coronavirus, which we're talking about, but coronavirus hopefully will go away and we'll get back to a new normal. So he's not really focusing on what he's planning on doing policy-wise if he gets into the White House.
John, we heard Don Lemon last night talking about the fact that the Democrats need to say something about this violence because of the polling, not because, it's the right thing to do to shut it down and forget about politics. We should care about people who live in these cities and the businesses that are being burned. But it's the polling. That's the reason why they need to address this. And I think that would show us that the Trump ad is having a bigger impact.
Well, it's all whether or not you believe that the problem is acute or is it ongoing, okay, or chronic. If you believe that coronavirus is going to be a chronic problem, then you are playing the media buy correctly. But the problem is that it appears that the violence is the chronic problem, which makes the Trump ads much more targeted and effective. So it depends on your philosophy as to where you want to go with the ads.
Allison, that Trump ad we played has been running for about a month and a half now. Of course, that's when the defunding the police talk first started. Things have changed a little bit now. I saw one tweet from a Democratic pundit last night saying, you can just see the new Trump ads being written right now with a video from Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's not going away, John. I just saw something on Twitter where this man was robbing this other man in an elevator, taking his watch off. So we're seeing this violence across the country, and police officers obviously, look, they're retiring. They're getting out, and we aren't having police officers join the force. So this is an ongoing problem, as John Tantillo mentioned. This isn't going away. So this is definitely a platform that President Trump has to continue to talk about and use these ads effectively.
John, considering all the new ways to target voters now with online ads and everything, the money that is still spent on traditional TV ads, that shows us the power that still exists in good old-fashioned television.
Well, I would respectfully disagree. I think that the real action is in the digital arena, a course that I teach, and implore my students to take more and more strategy in this area. It appears that the difference is that the Trump campaign is much more sophisticated in the digital area, while the Democrats are much more comfortable with the traditional media buys, which are not quite as effective as the digital.
Yeah, well, if it's not working, if it's not powerful, they're spending a lot of money on something that might not be working. We do see that strategy change every election cycle, more money spent on digital, but there's still a lot of cash spent on TV. Allison, John, thanks so much. Great to see you.